Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Digital Classroom. Today it's about the black mist filter. We're going to go into the studio and I'm going to show you what it does for lens flare with our model Lois. Join us. Okay, so the black mist filter. You already saw me talking about it, I think a few times in the vlog and even on a special introduction video because, well, we actually sell the black mist filter on our website. Now, why do we sell the black mist filter? Actually, that's very simple. Over the years, we got a lot of questions about, hey Frank, what should I buy? What kind of backdrops? What kind of keyboard? What kind of, well, everything. Now, I test a lot of material and most of those stuff is really great, but it's not something that I use in my workflow every day. So we decided to make a web shop where we actually sell all the products that I 100% support and that I also use in my own work. Now, I'm not a big filter guy, maybe a polarizer or a variable ND filter, but that's about it. The black mist filter for me actually changed the way that I work. It's now continuously on my camera, I never take it off. And why is that? Well, I love lens flares. But with modern lenses you have coatings and that actually prevent lens flares from showing up. And don't get me wrong, that's a really good thing because lens flares, well, you actually don't want them in your images unless, well, you want them in your images. So how do we achieve lens flares? Well, lens flare is actually when the light hits your lens straight on. So when you set up your lighting, you have to make sure that you have something called backlighting because backlighting will hit the lens, hit the sensor, and that will actually create that beautiful lens flare or that bad lens flare, depending if you want it. Now, what the black mist filter does is actually enhance that effect. It's covered in black nanodots, hence the black mist name, and it actually creates a beautiful diffuse glow over your image. It's awesome for model photography because even on the skin, well, it saves you time for retouching because it already gives you a nice glow. Now, don't think it will take away sharpness because the lens, well, it's still razor sharp. All the hairs are super sharp. And on the skin, it's a very, very subtle effect. So it's hardly noticeable, but you do see it if you compare it to the shot without the filter. But most of all, when you shoot your lights into your lens, well, that's when the magic happens. So how do we set up the lights? Well, in the studio, we're going to go with Lois, and I'm actually using my lights from the side of Lois. So I'm not placing my light all the way to the back, because then, well, Lois also gets a lot of that red light on her face. I'm actually moving my light a little bit towards the camera, so besides Lois. And that way I can use all the power of that strobe to hit my lens and create lens flare, and the sides of the light, which is always very soft and of course lower in output, that will still hit my model and create a beautiful glow around the model. But beware, aim your light into your lens. So let's go to the studio with Lois and let's start shooting. Okay guys, we are in the studio and of course we have our beautiful model Lois. So what are we going to do? Of course we're going to create that beautiful lens flare, that glow over your image. So let's try it. We've set up one strip light on our model. We have a red gel and we have one strobe on the backdrop without any gels. So it's a 3-light setup. Now when you look closely, you actually see that the red light is not behind the model, it's actually next to the model. So we're going to feather the light, meaning we get a lot of light into our lens for that lens flare. But let's first do it without the black mist filter. So let's take some images of Lois. Very nice. Love it. Okay, nose a little bit more towards the light. Beautiful. Okay, a little bit more that way. Great. Look at that. Wow, that's amazing. Remember that pose. Okay, so as you can see, it's okay, but it doesn't have that magic. It doesn't have that magic glow. So let's take out our black mist filter. So I'm going to put it in front of the lens and just look at the difference. It becomes way easier now to create that little bit of extra magic. And when you move around, you can literally control the power. Love it. Nice. As you can see, it's not an over-the-top effect, but it just gives you a little bit of extra. Now, of course, if you want it more, that's possible. Let's move that light a little bit closer to the camera and let's see what happens. Okay, so we move the light and you have to make sure that the light hits that lens under a certain angle. So let's try what happens now. That's much better. Now move myself around a little bit. Nice, Lois. Love it. That's awesome. So now there's less light hitting my model, but way more into the lens. Okay, look a little bit more that way, otherwise you have that nasty shadow over there. Love it. That's it. Awesome. So as you can see, the black mist filter really adds some magic to your shots. Now as you can see, very easy to do, but do remember, always aim that light towards your lens and then it will work like a charm. So the black mist filter, without any doubt, well, just get it. It's absolutely awesome to bring that little bit of magic in your shots, called lens flare. Oh, and it also works great for landscape and street photography. If you shoot something with backlighting or something with a really strong light source, for example at night lights, oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I just love that filter. So check it out online, the Black Mist from K&F Concept. And it's available also on our website. So thank you so very much for watching, guys. See you again next time. Bye bye.